Da, 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 da.
Hey folks, welcome back to Tekkit with Trget. If you give me one quick second, I'd like to just collect some food quickly so I don't starve to death in this episode. Um, and what I'm also going to do quickly is just get all my stuff set up. Now I have most of it ready. I have the room, I have my blueprints. Um, but I just need to collect one or two more things. So I'll be back in a jiffy, and just hang on to your hats, folks. Alright, sorry for the slight delay there at the end. I noticed that I may have actually broken part of my manufacturing line. Anyway, what I'm going to do today is give a quick talk about the different types of energy collector and relay that you have. So, you start with a basic energy collector, and you can upgrade these to, that's a Mark 3, that's a Mark 1, and that's a Mark 2. I'll pick that one up, put it there. Start off with the energy. You can see this is collecting energy from the air. Now, the way this works is that, well, show you the recipe first. So, energy collector, you get three types of energy collector, and each is an upgrade of the first. The first is your basic energy collector. It takes a block of diamond, some glass, a furnace, and glowstone to craft. So it's quite expensive to craft, and what it does is it generates 4 EMC a second if it's fully lit. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 4 EMC a second if it's properly lit. It also emits light at light level 7. Now you get the same with the Mark II collector, which is an upgrade of the basic collector with glowstone and dark matter. Now the difference is that the collector Mark II generates 12 EMC a second, which is a significant upgrade over the first, but it's still incredibly expensive to make. And you can see the pattern here going with the third energy collector being an upgrade of this Mark III being an upgrade of the Mark II with, once again, glowstone and this time red matter. And the bonus it has is that it generates 40 EMC a second. Now, this isn't the only thing that these things do. Well, you know, I use EMC in all my stuff, but where this comes in is that you then use relays. Now you can see the relay isn't doing anything. But if I take my Mark III collector and place it next to the relay, suddenly this relay is generating power. And that means that instead of the power going in here, it's actually going in here. So I'm going to pick that up so this doesn't generate any more. I'm going to pull that out quickly. And what a relay does is that for each connected side, it pulls in all the energy that energy collector will be producing. But for each side that has for each side of the relay that has a energy collector next to it, it generates additional EMC a second. So what this means is that a relay, an antimatter relay, a Mark 1 relay, which has the relay, I don't want to type the R. So an antimatter relay is built using a block of diamond, obsidian and glass. And you can see that going to the relay Mark II, you upgrade with more obsidian, dark matter, more obsidian and red matter. So they're slightly cheaper to make than, well, the equivalent collectors, but the bonus is that you can see each side. So I'm going to use dirt blocks. So there are two sides. So this means this collector would take all the energy from the collectors next to it and generate extra EMC to those. Now a Mark 1 generates 1 EMC per side that's covered. A Mark 2 generates 3 EMC a side, and a Mark 3 generates a whopping 10 energy a side connected, and they also have a capacity of energy they can hold. I'm going to pick these up. And you might be asking what happens if I have multiple energy collectors next to more than one relay. Well, the energy coming out of the collectors, so if these were on the ground, would, the Mark 1, as you know, generates 4 EMC, as I just said that earlier. So each of these would be gaining 2 EMC a second, plus the additional one that they generate. Now the Mark 3 is 10, so it would be gaining 12 EMC a second, and the basic one would be gaining 3 EMC a second. So you can see that's why it goes. Now there's a trick that if you build what's known as a power flower, and I'll actually go through the way that's built in a second, you can end up with a whopping almost a full 1000 EMC a second gained. And I've glowstone there for lighting purposes, which I'll go into in a second. So the way, put that away, and then I'll take my relay Mark 3s out, as well as my basic one, and some dirt blocks, because I shouldn't have to be punching stuff in here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up. So now there is a reason that I have a dirt block there, and I'll come into that a bit later. So there goes my energy condenser, I hope. Yeah, it's an energy condenser. And now on all the facings, except one, I'm going to place my Mark III antimatter relays. And then, to be incredibly fancy, I'm going to maximize the number of energy collectors touching each relay. So you can see my top relay is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energy collectors touching it. You can see they're not going up. And then each one to each side is going to have, well, I'm going to do this one first, is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touching it. Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touching it, sorry. I can't count. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touching it. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last one has 3, 4, and 5 touching it in a lovely concentric pattern. And then at the bottom I have access to all the, and that's kind of why I have this hole here, is now I can get at the chest inside, and if I want to be really fancy I can put that in there, and this is going to get 1000 EMC a second towards generating me a new energy collector, which, well, might as well do an energy collector. I don't want to do dirt because that's going to fill up so incredibly fast. You can see this maximizes the stuff, and I have my one entry point there. Now, the reason I have so many thousands upon thousands of energy collectors here is that I'm going to build an energy collector farm in here. And, well, I need lots and lots of energy collectors for that. And, well, I'm going to fill this with one up here, a second one there, a third one next to it. Well, I'm going to start off by filling it with 3 across the top and then 2 more down each side. So 2 this side, and 2 more this side, bringing a total up to 5 in this row. 10 my total after the 5 in this row. 15 over here, and then I'll see how many more I'm going to make. But to enhance that, I'm going to attach smart plumbing like I have here to the system. Now, unfortunately, I left this running over the weekend, and all my bits here you can see filled up. So I kind of need to go in here and empty them out. As you can see, they're quite full up, and that's quite a lot of EMC in them. But I'm going to leave that for next time. And hopefully this episode's been a bit more informative. It's dragged on a bit from what I intended it to be, but it shows you everything you need to know about energy collectors. And I actually get to fill up my Klein Star a teeny bit. Although I'm not sure why the other one's was emptying out so slowly. Because that one should go, this one should go fast. Yeah, it's going fast. See, this one's gonna go fast as well. No, this one's slow. Why is this one so slow? Oh, it's not getting lots of light. That's why. Because the blocks work on the amount of light coming out of them. So this one's actually almost generating almost no EMC. That's why this is actually transferring so slowly as well. Well, you figure something new out every day. So the ideal exit point for these would actually be at the bottom, which is something I hadn't thought of before, and I may actually fix this to do it that way in the upcoming off time. So I'm going to cut here and end this episode. And, well, hopefully this has been informative for you. And you have learned lots. Now, where did I place my... There we go. Now that one's emptied out. This one's emptied out. Why are these going up so fast? Anyway, thanks for joining me, folks. Next time you see me, my place downstairs should be filled with these, and I will hopefully have corrected the issues I have up here. So, I'll see you next time, folks. Take care. Bye. And that's it for this episode, folks. I'm done with the aftertake, and I'll see you next time. Bye.